Craig, quick, act like nothing happened.
Hi, everybody, and I'm fine. Welcome back to A Matter of Opinion. I'd like to welcome my first guest from Ward 2, Councilperson Donna Bailey. Hi, Donna.
How you doing?
It's nice to meet you.
You too.
We've never met before today. I was actually really surprised. You know, you're like really hip looking. I thought there'd be like this woman coming in wearing like this 5-piece suit, wearing corrective sneakers, and she'd have blue hair, and she'd be really angry at the world. And you're not like that at all.
No, I'm not. My mother sort of is. No, she's not. Not really. No.
Maybe watching.
Maybe.
How long
Public access across America.
Let me ask you, Don, how long have you been the councilperson for Ward 2?
I just got elected in March.
This is your first term, right?
Yeah, and I am the youngest councilwoman ever.
Can I ask how old you are?
You can.
Will you answer me?
Yes, truthfully even.
How old are you, Donna?
26.
You're holding up very well. And now, who did you beat?
Thea Dion was her name.
Thea Dion was her name?
Mm-hmm.
And did you and she have an opportunity to meet at all in live debate?
Yeah, we did, and actually we hadn't officially met before. We met in live debate, and then we debated it at our neighborhood planning assembly, and that was on live. And actually, it wasn't live, but it was on TV. And then we've been working together since. So.
Now, what issues do you think you and she differed? I'm gonna get you a glass of water, okay? Because we're friendlier. Much more...
A kinder, gentler, sort of.
Oh, our budget's inflated like hell. It's real. And I love whoever put this lid on. This is wonderful. Now, let me ask you. Now, what issues do you think that you and, what was her name, Thea? Mm-hmm. Differed in mostly?
Well, namely... Thank you very much. Let's see. This is very nice. I like this for a coaster.
Whatever water you don't drink here, we'll wrap in foil and you can take it with you.
What we differed on a park issue, and we differed on some economic development issues. I'm a progressive, she's a Democrat, so we differed there.
And what does a progressive mean exactly?
It means we're liberals in a hurry.
Great to hear it. Yes. And what's at the top of your agenda that you really want to work on and devote the most of your energies to throughout your term?
Environment is definitely one, and Ward 2 has the Intervale, which is the only working farm in Burlington, and there's a lot of possibilities there. So want to work on that for agricultural development and some passive recreation. That's a good term. And so working on that, I'm very big on women's issues, and working on women's issues, some economic development and jobs, and for the Old North End, because it is a neighborhood that needs work. So.
We're going to open the lines to callers here that want to call in and have a question for Donna. Our number is 658-5165, and you can call in anytime you like. And let me ask you, now you said environmentally. Now what's your agenda environmentally? What are you working on to try to rectify or to add?
Well, right now there's some work being done on lead paint. That's a concern in older homes. And there's, again, on the Intervale, agricultural development, and that's organic.
We have a question for you.
Oh, hey.
Maybe it's about the waterfront. Caller, you're on the air.
What happened to the clown?
What happened to the clown?
What happened to the clown?
Died on about 5 episodes ago.
You've been in a deep coma for several weeks, and we're so glad that you've... Now, we have a question for Councilwoman Donna Bailey?
Sorry.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
lots of clowns in government, though.
Very true.
Not so many in Burlington as there are other places, but we have our share.
Scary clown.
Yes, not so funny.
Now, what women's issues are you trying to focus on?
Oh, do we have another?
We can try.
Yeah.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yes. Question for Donna.
Okay.
Last year, the Burlington Fire Department had their annual testing, and they hired a woman, which is not bad, but she ranked number 13th, and she got hired first before the people who ranked in front of her. And they plan on doing that the same this year if any of the 5 women who are testing pass the test. Does she feel that's a form of reverse discrimination? And if so, would she do anything about it?
Well, to answer that, there's a couple of levels. One, I think as long as a person's qualified, I believe in affirmative action, and I don't think that we should be afraid to say that, because my entire lifetime, and I think women up to this period, have had less chances than men have in this society, and so I think that there's a catch-up period that needs to happen, and I think we're in that. So I think it's perfectly fine as long as, and I think women need to be hired, and I think that as long as she's as qualified as the others, it's fair.
Hear, hear.
The point of the test was to see who was best qualified for it, and that's the reason she was ranked number 13th.
Well, again, if she's qualified, I mean, it's, you know, it's a tough decision to have to make, and I can understand that some men might be feeling threatened by that right now, but I think it's a time period we have to get through to have true equality.
Can I just add something? You're a bitter old man with a low sperm count. Thank you.
Ooh, he's gone. He's out of there.
Don't run for office, Craig.
I have no friends. Who would ever? So more callers at 658-5165. Now, let me ask you. Oh, I have another caller here. It's the same guy, and he's loaded his pistol. Caller, you're on the air. Okay. Now let me ask you, who do you work the closest with? Do you have like several assistants, or are you working with other council persons from other wards closer?
I work with people in the community, and I work very closely with, there's 6 progressives on the board, and our mayor is a progressive as well, so we work as a coalition. We work together, and there's 5 Democrats and 2 Republicans, so we work sometimes with the Democrats and sometimes with the Republicans, and
Okay, we have
but not
a
so
caller
much.
before you. As often as you'd like. Caller, you're on the air.
Wow, hostile callers.
I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, is this Mills Portalette service?
Is this
Close.
whose service?
Oh, sorry, wrong number.
Okay.
He's a comedian.
Stop. It hurts.
You've got the cleverest audience. Gary.
It's great. Well, it's really active. It's nice.
If I were Cher, I could say my only 2 ribs have just been cracked. Okay. Caller, you're on the air. Okay. They're gathering their questions together. So, now, let me ask you, what have you been working on the most this summer? Are things
My
slow
tan.
for you right now?
No. Yeah, with Ben. Yeah.
There goes our tax dollars. I don't know.
No, that's not true at all. Been working a lot on impact fees, which is a very long, involved process, and getting to know what it's like to be on the council, because that's a lot of work just in itself. And on the Old North End, obviously, because of recent events, there's been a lot of attention paid
Now,
to the
I
Old
do want
North
to talk
End.
about the Old North End, because
Sure.
it's been really volatile lately, but we'll
Sure.
take this caller. If it's the same caller, I'm fed up, my hand is under my chin. What do you have to say for yourself?
Your head under your chin? That's
Hi, you have a question for Donna Bailey?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I actually have a couple. One is about the Domestic Abuse Intervention Project that the city sponsored several years ago, and the new tact attempting to be taken by the state's attorney office of taking these violent crimes into diversion. And since the city sponsored that project, and since there was a 90% referendum in support of that project's strategies, which included prosecution and the recording of this as criminal behavior, so there would be a record in place should there be another incident. I wonder what the response is going to be to that.
Jeez, how late is it? 10:30? Do you? I think you have an answer to that. I'm not sure. I'm not prepared to actually answer that right now. But it sounds like you might have some ideas on it. Is there something that you wanted to say about it, or?
Well, the original intent was that these be recorded as crimes, because so often
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
what happens is that they're swept under the rug. And the problem with diversion, you know, I've been a strong supporter of court diversion for a good 10
Sure.
years or more, and I'm dismayed to see that we're sending violent crimes to diversion. I think that that's inappropriate.
I agree with you there.
You made some very good points. Thank you very much for calling. Now, what's going on with this Old North End? I mean, obviously there have been some
They're all
really
calling,
big
right?
occurrences, and what sort of affirmative work efforts happening in order to
Sure.
keep
I
closer
think
tabs
what
on
we
it?
need to remember is we need to remember that things have been happening for a long time in the Old North End, and the Old North End problems are not new. Problems have been going on for a long time. However, we've been very effective, I think, in the progressive administration with Bernie Sanders. He created CEDO, the Community Economic Development Office, which has been working real hard and creatively trying to find new economic ways to solve some problems. And I think the media has treated it recently as a brand new problem, and it's not that at all. Good things that have happened are some community groups have come together over it, and we're working to solve problems in the community, not sort of a trickle down from City Hall. However, we're obviously actively involved in the community groups. I just came from a meeting tonight in the
really?
community,
Well,
the
that's great
Greater
to hear.
Archibald Interville Neighborhood Association. So we're working for a future neighborhood plan.
And if that doesn't happen, you can always send McGruff the crime dog into the Old
Hey.
North End. He can help take
Works
a bite
like a
out
charm.
of those people in the Old North End. One more call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, exactly what will you be doing for women?
For women, well, there's programs that are available in City Hall, and I'd like to work to promote those and to get jobs that are equal. One of the things that I've been very active in this summer is working against the workfare program that Governor Dean has proposed as a part of welfare reform, and that's to say that that women working in the home or receiving welfare benefits. That isn't worthwhile, and that they should work for no wages and for substandard ANFC payments. And I think that's not fair. I think we need to work to create jobs for women. And I think myself, being a young woman and being public and being a voice in the community is very important. And I think that more women need to get involved and not be afraid of power positions, and learn to be an effective voice. There's an awful lot of men in the system, and I think we add a new voice to that. So.
And that's great to hear. There's a lot of change on the forefront. Thanks for calling. I want to thank you, Donna, for being with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for fielding some calls.
Okay.
And basically, this time we're going to go to O'Connor Duluth. Stay right here.
Okay.
And good luck with your term of office. Hope things really go well for you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.